Let's speak to Republican State Senator Don Gustavson, a member of the Nevada legislature, and he's opposed to tightening the gun laws there. He joins me live. Welcome to the programme. I want to ask you about Stephen Paddock's 23 guns in his hotel room. There were many others found in his home. Assault-style rifles were used in Orlando, in San Bernardino, in Aurora and Newtown. Other than killing large numbers of people very, very quickly, what are these guns good for?
I don't believe, we use the term is used quite often, assault weapons, assault rifles, and I think it's a misuse of the term. These guns can be used for self-defense if needed. There's many different reasons, or reasons why people are allowed to own weapons. People like to have weapons. They don't not necessarily used for hunting, but they're used for sport, target shooting, and we have the right, constitutional right, as you stated, to own firearms in the United States.
But I'm just wondering what it is that people would want these guns for, given that they have been so consistently used to murder innocent people.
Well, actually, I've shot those guns myself before, and they're actually kind of fun to shoot at targets. It's just something that we're allowed to have here in this country, and so I don't have a problem with those myself. Number one, we have to quit looking and blaming the gun for the action. It's the person behind that weapon, whether it's a gun, a vehicle, or a knife, whatever it may be. That gun cannot do any harm to anybody unless you put somebody behind there that's careless and reckless.
This is an argument that's commonly used to defend the ownership of such weapons. But if there was no gun, there would be no ability to use it in a terrible way.
Right. Well, our forefathers were very wise in allowing us to have weapons. They saw what happened in other countries, and one of the reasons why they came to our country. Oppression. We want to be able to, the citizens of the United States have a right to protect themselves from an oppressive government. If our government ever got to the point that they were going to go communistic or something like that there, and the government have total control of the people without weapons, you take away the weapons from the individual, we have no freedoms left.
But when those weapons, and many people will understand the historical cause of the Second Amendment, but when the weapons are used to kill innocent people, has this incident not changed your opinion at all?
No, absolutely not. We have that right, and it's a freedom that we enjoy in our country. And yes, like I say, you can't blame the weapon. I mean, just like your own country, too, that vehicles you use, bombs are used for mass destruction. That's just another weapon that can be used and has been used. And so you can't just blame the weapon just because it's a so-called assault weapon.
I wonder what might change your mind, because people are clearly shifting their views. One of the guitarists who was playing on Sunday night, Caleb Keeter, he tweeted, "I was a proponent of the Second Amendment my entire life. Until the events of last night, I cannot express how wrong I was."
No, I understand. People do have the right to change their mind, and a lot of people do. There are some people, I don't know how many people actually change their mind because of an incident like this here, but you're always going to find somebody that will change their mind, and then you focus on that.
You're a politician. You don't think that it is the right of politicians or citizens to expect that politicians will protect them?
Well, we can't protect everybody. That's what we have law enforcement for, is to try and protect everybody. But law enforcement cannot be everywhere all the time. This is why we have that right to carry a gun. We have liberal gun control laws in the state of Nevada, where what we call open carry. Anybody can carry a weapon that can legally own a weapon, or carry it openly.
Okay.
Or if you get a permit, you can carry a weapon concealed as long as you can legally, lawfully own a weapon. And that is right, because something like this here happens. In this incident in Las Vegas, there's nothing that could have been done to prevent this, really. If you couldn't fire back, if you had a weapon yourself, you could not fire back because of the distance that this person was at. So, but if something happens to me walking down the street at night and somebody tries to mug me or pulls a gun on me, I have a right to carry a weapon to stop that person from causing harm to me.
You say that nothing could have stopped it. The man not being allowed to buy the weapon could have stopped it.
Well, see, that's, the laws are there to protect the innocent, but the bad people always have the opportunity to buy a weapon somewhere on the black market. That happens anywhere in the world.
But doesn't that force politicians like yourself to consider the possibility of tightening all kinds of aspects of gun ownership in America, which would prevent people like this man, Stephen Paddock, from getting his hands on a weapon?
No, you're not going to prevent anybody from buying a gun, good person or a bad person. They always have that opportunity. There's guns out there. They're whether be brought in from other countries or wherever. They're going to have that opportunity to buy a weapon. So it would not change my mind.
Republican State Senator Don Gustavson, a member of the Nevada legislature, thank you very much for joining us here live on NewsHour.